You can write stories better than Christopher Nolan. I'll show you how. How do you write a mind-bending story? Something that simultaneously confuses your audience, but keeps them intrigued. Check this out. Interior Chinatown is an amazing show all around. It's incredibly creative in its visuals, in its dialogue, and the cast is just powerful. But why am I telling you about all this? Interior Chinatown, it has the key to unlocking the secrets about writing these mind-boggling stories. The first big step in creating a mind-bending story is twofold. First, you need a dramatic A to B situation, and then you need to cloud the how of that situation. That's the core of a mystery, a situation where you don't know how. Situation A. I found my TV missing from my living room when I woke up this morning. B. I FaceTimed my brother and I saw that he was using my TV that was in my living room yesterday. You could guess how, but if I reveal to you a touch more detail, you might want to question your original theory. So we have our A to B situation and we have our guess as to how he stole it while I was sleeping. But if I tell you my brother lives in Colorado and I live in Pennsylvania, that kind of piques your curiosity a little bit. The TV show Interior Chinatown kicks off its foundational mystery plot. Willis, our main character, his brother 12 years ago disappeared. The police kind of tossed his case to collect dust, but it reopened. And Willis is the key to figuring out what happened to his brother. Well, Levi, mysteries are mysterious. That's not exactly mind-bending, is it? Stick with me. To make something more mind-bending, you have to create a premise that doesn't seem to make sense in reality. In some stories, adding these unnatural or supernatural elements really adds to the bendedness of the world that you're building. Like my previous example of having a TV and then having it show up in an impossible location with an impossible time limit. That's an unnatural aspect that creates confusion, brings the person in closer asking, how can this be? Can you think of any popular examples that do this? Another real-world example would be the Bermuda Triangle. There is a simple mystery with a disappearing plane, but there's an unnatural mystery when you apply some kind of otherworldly element to it. For example, the Bermuda Triangle maybe is a portal to another world, or maybe it's just supernaturally cursed. It's also so out of the way and impossible to investigate for the majority of the people that its mystery is amplified by its inaccessibility. That's another huge bit, inaccessibility. If your story's claims are inaccessible, they kind of become unfalsifiable. This can help even more bend the mind of your audience. Honestly, everything I just told you is completely useless if you don't also do this. Small revelations. That's the key to forcing your audience to wonder about what's happening, but not be able to come to the answer by themselves. Your goal is to encourage them to piece together a couple answers by themselves, but maybe you can push them in the wrong direction a little bit, and then reveal how it actually all works together at the end. So not only are there small revelations, but they're revelations that don't actually give you the answer until you have enough pieces. You want to create more questions for as long as you possibly can. Let's go back to my exercise again. So I keep investigating and I find wet shoe prints. And outside I realize, oh, it's actually snowing pretty heavily, but there's still tire marks in my driveway. So as I look around for the tire marks, trying to see where they went, I also notice snowmobile marks going into my field. Knowing my brother, I think he would try to trick me with some tire marks. So instead of following the tire marks, I follow the snowmobile tracks. Something crazy happens and I see my neighbor on his snowmobile. Well, not on his snowmobile. It flipped over and he was in the snow, injured. I rush over to help him. He told me, no, stop. What you need to do is go that way and stop them. I said, stop who? And he just said, you need to go. So I flipped the snowmobile over and I start going down that path. Then I stumble across something I would have never expected to happen. I see a ton of people in robes walking into a farmhouse, like inconspicuous looking farmhouse. So I sneak up to try to investigate more. As I get closer, I notice a chanting sort of in a different language. I can't understand it. And in the middle of all these people, they had put an air fryer. Then suddenly the air fryer disappears with a big flash of light. I inch closer to try to investigate a little bit more. And what do I see on the ground but 3 of my cables that plug my Xbox into my TV. Boom! Secret tip time, baby! I just pulled one over on you. What do you think about that? I told you that the story was about my brother taking my TV. But as the story moved forward, the mystery grew bigger than the plot that it was originally given to you. While small revelation is a keystone factor in these mind-bending stories, what you should do is tie them in with a revelation that's bigger than the original mystery that you told the audience. You want an example of that in a real TV show? Perfect. Go watch Interior Chinatown. They do an incredible job with these little revelations. For a while, I thought the random lighting changes in the show were just for dramatic effect to make characters seem more dramatic. But the lighting was actually changing in the reality of the show. And there was one little hint at this, that if you glance away for a second, you would miss it. But it's just enough to make you question, but not enough to reveal the answer. In the first episode, there are small things that the viewer could easily miss. Something like a door not opening at a time crucial for the investigation of a missing person that the main character Willis has information about, but he can't get the door open to reveal it to the police. And then once they're gone, the door opens. Or a person knowing information that they shouldn't exactly know, but it's not deep enough to make you question it. Like this example, someone using Willis's last name.
Willis Wu.
You know my name? Oh. But how do you know my last name?
I'm a detective.
Imagine if a stranger knew your last name. That might be something you could pass off, but it would also probably make you uneasy. However, if you're not paying attention, you could completely miss it. A lot of these small things happen and makes me ask the question, is this really happening in the reality of the show? Or is this just a production trick for comedic effect or dramatic effect? Or was that a fourth wall break? Or is Willis actually just walking into the street to be dramatic? Additionally, the way the cops are acting as if they're in a cop TV show, I thought was just a parody on cop TV shows because of how, ridiculous they can be at times. But as you watch the show more and more, it's actually part of the reality of the show. But this is slowly revealed to you. The show is littered with slow revelation of a mystery bigger than the initial mystery. This isn't just about somebody's brother going missing. Another good piece of content to understand this mind-bending concept more is The Truman Show. Imagine watching it strictly from Truman's perspective, not knowing the big answer until the very end. What small revelations happened? What were the depth of those revelations when they happened? A good practice exercise would be to watch The Truman Show and write that stuff down. What are you gonna do now? Linked below is a free worksheet that has a ton of practice exercises to help you outline your own mind-bending story and help you analyze the stuff you watch so you have a better understanding of the structure of your favorite mind-bending content. So now that I've given you some direction on how to better understand mind-bending content, go watch Interior Chinatown. Subscribers of this channel want better media. We watch better media and we make better media. If you believe in that mission, tag along. If you make content and you're looking for a community that's focused on making better content, check the description for my Discord server and join that community and help build that up.